to the podcast badly.
You're
Judd's
back
as well. Look, he's here.
Yeah.
Forced him to come to my house again.
I was at work and he kicked the door down and I was screaming and he was dragging me away.
Recreate that for us real quick. That was it. Just once.
Yeah. That was it. It was very quick. He dragged me out very fast.
I'm very efficient. Yeah. It's good. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. It's podcast. This one we don't have anything to talk about today.
I've got some stuff. They're not good.
It's got some complaints, I think, more than anything. Some housekeeping. Last week we tried to watch Five Nights at Freddy's movie on stream, not showing the video or anything like that. It was a watch along. We just had a timer in the bottom right show how far in the movie we were, and you get it up yourself and watch it with us. Basically, no one tuned in as usual, and it still got copyright claimed instantly.
It's weird, isn't it? Because it's that sort of fallacy of if there was if a tree falls down in the woods, but nobody was around to hear it, did it really fucking fall? Yeah. But yet nobody watched the podcast, the stream, and yet you got fucking copyright strikes.
If copyright material is reacted to in the internet,
and nobody watches, will it get a strike? Evidently, yeah. Who the fuck was there? Freddy.
So I don't know. That's about that.
Yeah.
And other than that, it's a Judd podcast today. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
It's kind of like on Family Guy when it's a Meg episode. Yeah, it's like one of those scenarios. So what have you been up to?
Oh God, I've not really been up to anything new. I've had some things I sort of wanted to talk about, and I just thought, we could talk about these if you've not got anything, and it turns out you've not got anything, so we're going to talk about all three. So I think I guess I want to the first one we can sort of do. Which we'll probably spend the least time on because I know you don't want me to harp on about it, and I know our listeners don't like listening to me harp on about it, but I will very soon be getting a Warhammer model that I've been looking forward to for I know I've been looking forward to this one guy for my entire life.
This is mostly a joke.
I know, but also I sort of feel insecure. I'm like, listen, guys, this is my one thing.
That's why it's funny. Whenever you bring up Warhammer, and I always go, God, it's so boring. Because I don't actually find it boring. It's fairly interesting, to be honest.
It's just the only reason I bring this up is because this is it's literally my guy. I've always wanted this one character to have a model. He's had a model before, but he turns into a big freaky monster. You'll see him in a second because I want to sort of I wanted to see your reaction basically to you as who don't do this thing. What do you think about this guy? But basically, he used to be a sort of normal-looking dude. He had a model for when he was a normal-looking dude. He turns into a weird fucking thing, and now...
Then he gets married, and he kind of lets himself go, because,
he actually did get married
he's married now. He don't have to keep up appearances anymore, and then...
Anyway, in a sense.
And...
Actually, no, I think you're right. I mean, I think you're onto something. But anyway, I sort of just wanted to get your reaction to him. So if you would kindly...
What's he called?
If you would like to type in Fulgrim, F-U-L.
Fulgrim. That rings a bell.
But if you want to put Demon Prince, that's going to be the one.
Fulgrim Demon Prince, or is it Damon Prince?
It's Damon, technically.
Matt Damon.
In fact, there's probably better pictures of it.
Oh, this one looks cool.
No, that's not. No, that's not right. That's not correct. That's some art of him. But here you go. This is the model.
Right. So okay. He looks like a bit of a snaky boy.
He is a snaky boy.
He's got. I've seen this guy. He's in the Omnitrix.
Sure.
He's got 4 arms, like on Ben 10.
He does look like a thing that Ben would turn into, I guess.
Yeah. He looks cool. It's not my vibe. I kind of like. Oh fuck, looking at all sorts of. I like stuff that's more kind of more normal, to be honest, more boring.
You like the good guy. So specifically, this guy though, he's gonna be super fancy with he's basically got a bunch of shit going on his armor because his army's all about being over the top and over expressive and artsy and shit. So it's just awesome the amount of detail that's on this model. It's fucking it's crazy.
It looks like a very cool model.
I implore you to have a look at this fucking snake. He's called Fulgrim. He's kind of just eye candy. I'd like to point out he's on his cape. He has people's faces,
kind of like the Absorbaloff.
Yeah.
On Doctor Who. I watched that episode recently.
It's a fucking great episode, and you know, no, it's great because it's shit like the prequels.
I'm gonna say going back and watching the Absorbaloff episode of Doctor Who, it's not what I remembered it being like. I remembered it being like scary. I remember feeling scared as a kid. It's
no,
it's really
no,
not.
It's not.
It's basically just it's more like an episode of a Peter Kay show that's parodying Doctor Who than Doctor Who in a fair
do you know
amount
the
of ways.
story of that episode, why it exists?
No.
So there was a competition in like a Doctor Who magazine or something, and basically the competition was sorry, it wasn't that. It wasn't
was
that
a bunch of
either.
burps.
No. So sorry. The competition was design a monster, write an episode, and we'll make it an episode of Doctor Who. And some kid came up with that episode and the Absorbaloff, and that they made it into an episode, and it's considered like, you know, out of the golden era episodes of Doctor Who, which is like Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith a bit, and you know, that sort of era. It's considered to be the worst episode out of that era. And that's what everybody says, but I don't think that.
It's like the worst episode, but not like... It's not like the worst in a bad way.
Yeah,
it's
no,
more like technically might be the worst.
Yeah.
But...
You know how people watch the Star Wars prequels and how people feel about the Star Wars prequels?
Yeah.
That episode, to me, is like Doctor Who Star Wars prequel.
Well, I kind of feel like it's a bit... It might be a bit more like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies. You know, when they came out, everyone weren't so hot on them. Yeah. And now everyone's like, oh, I always knew those were great films.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like if you remind people of the Absorbaloff episode of Doctor Who, people would be like, oh, yeah, I remember, I really liked that one, actually. People didn't like it as much as they should.
I always just thought it was fucking stupid. Fucking, what was it? Was it Mildred when she gets... Did she fucking... Just like a face on that concrete slab.
Oh yeah, no, it's Ursula.
Sorry, Mildred.
Ursula. Yeah. And then he implies that he fucks the slab.
Yeah.
He implies that he fucks this concrete slab woman.
She's like a face on this concrete slab. That's all it is. And like, he like looks at her and goes, you know, we make it work.
He says something like that.
Yeah, some shit like that in it. Anyway, snake guy, cool looking snake guy. I just thought I'd show you.
Yeah, he seems cool, isn't it? Yeah. So there seems to be other models.
So this essentially is a conversion. This is existing kits, and people have like smacked them together because this is like a character that's like very like well known and and you know,
but it's not at a proper model.
No, like but I mean, like, look, people have been drawing art of him for like years. Like, you know, they really wanted this.
I prefer this. This conversion to the proper one, I think.
I don't. I love the fucking
actually
detail.
no. I think the guy himself. I like the pose on this conversion we're looking at more, and I kind of like sword and shield as weaponry a bit more.
No, I love the spear. I love the spear. I'm such a fan of. I'm such a fan of the spear.
I don't know. Actually, I've changed my mind. I think this is better. But yeah, it reminds me a bit of an enemy that you would get in fact, a lot of Warhammer's a bit similar to this, actually. I've been playing Castlevania Lords of Shadow. And I don't know what... It's such a fucking good game. It's like, honestly, I'm going to play the second one now because I didn't even know a second one came out of it. It's the best Prince of Persia game. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get
it's like, obviously, it's not a Prince of Persia game, but it's so fucking good. Yeah. I've rated it out of 100. Where is it? 86, I think I put it at. Yeah, it's down there at the minute. But yeah, we have a spreadsheet where we rate video games out of 100, and I've given it an 86 because it's like, it's not gonna get past like a 90 because it's got kind of like filler levels in a way, but they're not. They're like really good filler. So basically, kind of the story is Gabriel Belmont not Simon Belmont.
Yeah,
it was Simon Belmont to start with.
Yeah.
But Gabriel Belmont, as far as I can tell, because I can't read many of the lore in this because I'm dyslexic, he's not related. It just happens to have
just another
I
guy.
think it's just like a different universe.
Oh, all right.
Because this is it's almost like a reboot, if it makes sense.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So he has to go on this quest because the world's ended up in shadow. So he's trying to like fix that shit. Basically, he's been sent from this order to because he's like this epic warrior to go and fix it. But he's also kind of like doing it because he's hoping that in this Shadowland, he'll find a way to see his dead missus again.
Let's see.
And
one of those ones.
So finds out he has to kill these 3 Lords of Shadow, basically.
I see.
Right, there's Patrick Stewart's there as well.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like, Pan from the famous Labyrinth is there.
Oh, the girl.
Pan from Pan's Labyrinth.
The girl, the little girl.
No, the goat monster.
Oh, the goat monster. Oh, I see. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So he's there. You've got
the girl was called fucking.
You've got Baba Yaga's there. You know,
yeah.
You've got like werewolves. You got like a Dracula lady.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people, but
is it a Dracula lady like Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil's Village, the hot vampire lady that everyone went to?
I'll show you her.
Is she...
Vampire lady, Lords of Shadow. She does nearly have her tits out. Where is she? There she is. Look, can I show this?
Good.
I'm pretty sure I can.
That's pretty good.
So that's what she looks like.
All right. So I feel like we need to settle something then. Do you prefer this hot vampire lady, or if you'd like to type in Lady Dimitrescu? There you go. It was DI, but
like that.
No, it wasn't. Well, it's but there you go. So what are you thinking?
She's more like.
Have you never seen her before? She was like everywhere.
I have. I'm sorry, I just got distracted.
I was like, is this your first time seeing her?
No, I just got distracted.
Oh my god!
The microphone.
Even the microphone fucking fell for her. Holy shit! Wow.
Hold on, I'm just fixing it. One sec. I've got another one of these microphone arms, and I need to swap them because this one's fucked.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we're fine now.
All right.
Oh god, sorry about that. Can you tell we record this live? I don't know. I think there's something about the pixelated nature of this one. I don't know her name. What's she called? Camilla.
For me, it's almost down to sort of like certain aesthetics because it's like this one is very clearly goth mommy.
Yeah,
vampire lady, whereas the other one, even though she is quite gothic, has got more of the sort of like I can't think of the word, the sort of like American 60s sort of.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Lady Demetrius
Dimitrescu. That's not right. But yeah.
Lady Demetrius.
Yeah, I like to call her Lady Dimitrescu.
Dimitrescu. Yeah, she's hot. Weird. I remember when everyone.
No. Okay, hold on. Wait a second. Go, open it again. Okay. Now put dragon. Just after that, just put dragon.
Oh god, is this going to come up with bad dragon?
No. There you go. Well, what about her now?
Oh, she turns into a dragon.
Yeah, she turns into this.
She does have quite a tongue on her.
Yeah.
When she's the dragon, so. Anyway.
I think that one.
Do you reckon that there's a website that sells like a fleshlight of this dragon?
God. I would not be surprised at all. I'm sure you could find that somewhere.
Well, anyway, Castlevania Lords of Shadow. It's just fucking. It's great. It's so good. It's hard to describe because I think a big part of what makes it good. No, move towards the microphone.
They can hear me.
You know, whenever I tell you to move in, you always just move at me, and that's like, look, I'm right over here on this side. First, move that way a bit. Move this way.
Okay.
Right now, I can get close to the middle, and then you move. So I mean,
It's only
move
gonna
towards the desk.
fall over
is the
anyway.
thing. Right, we're fine. Fucking hell, that can be on your drinking game bingo card for the podcast of when Jake tells Judd to move close to the fucking microphone. I seriously think you should play this game. I think it's like £4 or something like that online.
Okay.
I'm trying to type.
Yeah.
Ultimate Edition. It's out of stock on this site, but I can find it for you. It's like as low as maybe £2.80. Let me see if it's on this one.
But what if I want the Ultimate Edition?
Yeah, that was the Ultimate Edition. I'm playing the Ultimate Edition as well. €2.94 on Steam. Like, fucking hell.
Okay.
For how good this game is. What I was trying to get at, by the way, that I got really distracted with is there is some kind of filler. So, like, you obviously have to take out these Lords of Shadow. But between, like, a lot of it before each one is, like, other kind of bosses.
Yeah.
And like, oh, but you can't get there because there's a guardian.
Yeah.
And behind the guardian, there's a gate. And that gate has 3 keys that you have to take from some guardians. And it's like, it kind of... It's not even much of a bad thing, because it kind of just brings some variety into the game. It's hard. I'm kind of thinking I need to shift up all my scores for video games. Because I think I've rated everything a bit low. Because to be honest, it feels a bit of a disservice to only give this an 86. I want to give it like a 91 or something like that.
If you like it that much, then just give it a 91. Like,
it's such a good game. Like, Undertale would have to be like a 93 then. Maybe not a 91. I give this maybe like a 90. Borderlands 2, currently I've got at 92, but I don't know. It's hard because I've put like Assassin's Creed Odyssey is my favourite game of all time. And that's a 93, and I think that's a good score for that. Same with Spider-Man PS4, Horizon Zero Dawn, Borderlands 2 are all 92s. I don't think Undertale's better than those. I think Undertale's a 91. But that means that Lords of Shadow shouldn't be a 90. Because Undertale's definitely better. I think it's gonna... I don't know. Maybe it is an 86. Maybe it is. It's hard to say because games are so different. But I've put Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart at an 88, and I feel like Lords of Shadow and that are similar, but I don't think they're necessarily better than Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Maybe I put this down one. I'm going to put this to... Oh, it's so hard! It's so hard! There's such different experiences. I don't think Skyrim's that good. Oh, it's hard. Sorry, I'm just rearranging a bunch of scores. I'm just going to leave it as it is for now. But it's one of those things, right? Where I think, I might want to tell Judd about this, or I might want to start talking about it on the podcast, and then I realise there's not really anything to say other than it's just fucking good.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to show you it just because there's a lot of variety. So there's different abilities, like you have shadow magic and light magic. And light magic heals you if you hit enemies with it. Shadow magic does more damage, but there's certain bosses that you have to use certain magic at certain times, and it's just really good. There's functions like on Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones, how there's kind of like almost like the chain whip thing. Yeah. The whole weapon that you mainly use is like a chain whip. It is from Castlevania first, really. I don't know. It's just I want to get across how much I like this game, but it's hard to say it. It's hard to get it out there. Okay.
No, I think I honestly really do think games from that era were just better.
I genuinely do.
You know what you need to play after you've played this, which I think you're really gonna like. Metal Gear Vengeance. What the fuck is it called? Metal Gear Vengeance, Rising of Vengeance, or whatever the fuck it is. It's. If you type it in just so you can see what I'm talking about, because you'd fucking love this game, because it's ridiculous as well. It's so fucking funny.
Rising Revengeance 2?
I don't know if it... just click on 2, see if that's... See, that might be it. Just...
I remember seeing one with this guy in it. I remember it coming out and seeing one with this guy in it.
Not the 2 off, because I might have played the first one. Yeah, just like that, the first one. It
looks the same.
Yeah, just play the first one. It's so fucking like, I don't know. It's really fun to play, And like, but it's so over the top and fucking crazy. You'd have to play it to like get
right. It sounds like it might be a bit different. Like this game isn't that over the top.
No. I'm saying that this plays like pretty much how I imagine Castlevania would play.
Well, Castlevania plays like Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
It's really similar. There's loads of like climbing and parkour and all sorts of stuff, puzzles to solve along the way, but just enough so that it's not annoying to come up against a barrier. There's these little chupacabra guys that as you're going along to the next thing, it'll suddenly stop. One will appear in front of you and zap all your like gear away from you, and you have to find him.
Yeah.
And you have to like get all your stuff back before you can move on. And that sounds and they're really fucking annoying little shits. and that sounds like it might be annoying to deal with or like a bad thing, but it's really not. It's just like a fun, different thing to be doing. It's like, oh, right, I've been bashing enemies with this like whip for about an hour. I'm slightly getting bored. Oh, now I've got a different thing that I can be doing that's also fun. And the style of it's really...
The
mic's sliding down again.
It's very slowly going.
Slowly. It's about to fall. It's about to go.
For fuck's sake.
God damn it. Right, that's fine. That'll be fine. Okay. I need to swap the other one.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's slowly shrinking.
Oh my god.
Wait. The show will go on. Don't worry.
This show is
just budge up closer to me.
Metaphorically
it's
and
fine.
literally falling apart.
It's fine. Budge up to me. We'll keep it going. We got this. Don't worry. We're just gonna have to sit at a weird angle to my computer. My computer screen's like 45 degrees diagonal from me for some reason now, because the microphone has to sit where it is. Oh my god. Anyway, it's really cool. I genuinely think the best era for games is like later PS2 or like kind of mid-late PS2 and then middle to back half of PS2 and then the first half of Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Or PS3, I guess. Original Xbox doesn't compete really with PS2 for me. But that seems like the best era. And I know that that's precisely when we would be most biased to games. But the reason why I still think it holds up is because I've been playing this game from that era that I did play, and I know I had, but I remembered none of it. Like, I just don't remember any of it. The only thing I remember is literally the first... Not even the first level. Like, the tutorial bit of the first level is the only thing I remember. I remember less of this than I do Tekken the Power of Juju, and we only had that on demo disc. But I thought, oh shit, yeah, I had that game, and I just never ended up playing much of it.
Yeah.
And so I thought, I'm going to give it a go now. And it's fucking great. It's like, it really, not only does it hold up, there's this boss that's really early on in the game. It's not really spoilers. It's before you even meet Patrick Stewart. That's massive. It's like playing fucking, what's the one? Rise of the Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, there you
It's
go.
like playing that. Because I've played Shadow of the Colossus on PS4 as well.
Yeah.
And it's like the best bits of that game. It's the best bits of Prince of Persia, of Castlevania, of Shadow of the Colossus, of fucking like... And it's got loads of the classic monsters. Like, Frankenstein isn't in it, but like... He's dead, and there's some of his machines, some Frankenstein machines, vampires, werewolves, like death, zombies are in it, but they're done in a lot cooler of a way.
Yeah,
and oh god, it's just great, and even the graphics. I'm playing it on PC on obviously the best graphics because I've got a pretty good PC, and but I don't think that would have made that much difference compared to play it on like an Xbox 360. And they're fucking great.
I know. That's another thing of games of that era, is they just seem to age really well.
Castle, wait. I'm gonna... Lords of Shadow, Ice Giant. Let me show you this. Look at this. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
Look how good the graphics are on that. I'm just showing Judd this at the minute. And, like, it's... If that came out today, you would be, like, probably not, like, mega impressed with it, but, like, you might be slightly impressed with the graphics of this, like, against this character. I mean, look at that! It's incredible! And this came out in... What? Where is it? 2010. It's 13 years old.
Yeah,
it was running on an Xbox 360, and it looks incredible. It's so good. This game, I can't get over how good it is. I love it. Play Castlevania, Lords of Shadow. I hope the second one's good. Anyway, anything else, Judd? What else you been doing?
Yeah, I guess we'll talk about this now. Then, we watched Five Nights at Freddy's, didn't we?
We did.
The Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Oh, jeez, I keep thinking about that movie.
I didn't hate it.
Let me tell you what I did. I didn't at the time, but I keep like going back to it in my mind, and I'm like, actually, you know what? Yeah, I fucking really hated that movie.
Really?
I really did because it's like. Even as like, yeah, I started thinking about it, and I was like, I actually kind of like the story of Five Nights at Freddy's. You know, like the games and like the idea behind it. I kept up with all of them. Like whenever they came out, I didn't play every single one, mainly because they scared the shit out of me. I'll be honest. Like I wasn't good with just being like, you know how you just sort of like you've not played it, I get you probably know the gameplay, like sort of idea of it. Like you just sat there at the security desk looking at these cameras skipping through, and I didn't like that you were just like there. I think it like freaked me out. I didn't like it.
Right. Shout out to Greasy in chat.
Yeah. Hi Greasy. We're talking about how scary Five Nights at Freddy's is. But I kept up with the fucking story of it through like MatPat videos and shit.
Yeah.
So like I got it. I get it. You know, like you can't say, you know, oh well, this is like for a fans only thing, because I'd say that like I don't know. I'm not like a huge fan of like Five Nights at Freddy. I wouldn't say like I'm a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, but
fanatic.
Yeah. I'm not a Freddy fanatic, guys. But like, yeah, I know what's happening in it, and even from like just a representation of the story standpoint, I think it just did it real fucking disservice.
What would you call a fan? Like, you know, like when they have a group of fans, they might call them like something army or something or whatever. What would the name of the fan base for Five Nights at Freddy's be?
I don't know, because it's like people who were into My Little Pony were bronies, weren't they?
Yeah.
And you know, there's other shit like out there. I can't think of any now, but I don't know what.
Surely it's something to do with like Fazbears or something.
Would it be FNAFers?
FNAFers.
I don't know.
It sounds like some sort of. Ugh.
We're talking about how scary Five Nights at Freddy's is.
We watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and I didn't hate it. I thought it was bad for sure.
Yeah,
I didn't hate it. Whereas Judd's kind of coming around to thinking that he hated it.
No. At the time, I was like, I didn't even think it was bad at the time. I just thought whatever. But like, I think it's more as well to do with the fact that it's not only was it the highest grossing Halloween movie of this year, mainly because there was nothing else this year.
It's been a really shit year for Halloween movies coming out.
But it's like one of the highest grossing horror movies ever. And it's like, and I keep thinking about it, and I'm like, no, but it don't fucking deserve that. Like, even like going, oh well. Sorry, I'm so. It's all this rage for fucking Five Nights at Freddy's boiling up inside of it. I don't know, like
number 36.
Look at that! It's the number 36 highest grossing movie ever of all time.
No, in horror films.
Oh, in horror film. Okay, all right, okay. But
221 million.
That's fucking crazy. Like, no. What's like next to it? What's it like?
What's it beaten?
Yeah.
Scary Movie 3, Smile, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Jaws 2. When you think of it like that, Sleepy Hollow, that's one I've not seen in ages. With
oh my god, Alien's only 50.
Yeah, Alien.
Like Five Nights at Freddy's.
The Grudge.
Listen. Yeah, oh my god! What the fuck? The Grudge?
Hollow Man.
I know of Hollow Man.
Paranormal Activity. That was massive.
The first one. Five Nights at Freddy's is 14 places above Alien.
I've watched Talk to Me. Judd's not seen it.
I've not seen
I
Talk to Me,
really
so,
liked Talk to Me, actually, for a horror film. I don't kind of rate horror films massively high. I think it's probably my third favourite I've rated. I think my top is Hereditary, then it might be It, but Talk to Me it's up there. Because what I really liked about it is it's not like... It's paranormal type of thing. I liked that it wasn't that the kind of messed up... And then nothing seemed to happen, but slowly they realised, oh no, they've unleashed the ghost. It wasn't really like that. It was more kind of like it played on the characters' kind of trauma and emotions more of why they were kind of getting haunted. And they did a great job. I think they did a really good job. You can tell that some YouTube action guys directed it, because there is some good, like... There's not combat scenes, of course, but like there's some good action. So
yeah, no, I've just been thinking about it more and more. Can you go to the fucking spreadsheet where we rate stuff? Because I'm gonna drop this down to a fucking 32.
Okay, I still think that's fine.
Like,
I'm sticking at a 45.
It was really fucking boring for what it was. Only like. How many people actually died in that movie to the hands of like the Freddy characters, like the Five Nights gang?
I can instantly think of 3.
Yeah,
probably 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, I'm not saying more than 5. No. And like for most of the time they were on screen, they weren't a threat. They weren't a threat to, like, the main protagonist.
Exactly. The vast majority of the time, the animatronics were good guys.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
And it's like, I know, yes, they're, technically, yes, they are. If you want to get down to the fact that they are kids possessing these fucking things, and, they're just sort of, whatever, but... Come on, I fucking haven't been, give them the time being menacing.
I think that I just like to sit back and enjoy the meme, personally. I don't know. I know, I get it, you're right. Yeah. And it's fine. I think you could even put it as low as, 25, and it might be reasonable to do that. But I liked it at 45, and I'm mildly ashamed of it.
The more I think about it, the more I'm like, and one of the things as well is, that whole spring lock thing where it's
that was
So okay, so the thing with the spring. Let me get into the fucking Five Nights at Freddy lore.
I've lowered it to 43 now. You keep speaking and my score's creeping down.
I said spring lock and Jake went, oh, fucking brought it down a bit. So
I don't think there's any worry about us watching a Winnie the Pooh horror film. I think we're fine. Thanks for following. Special type. Special type. Anyway.
So it was the whole fucking spring lock thing. So basically, in the games, I'm gonna burp again. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about this. In the games, the whole idea of these suits, is that you'd be able to put them up on these fucking skeletons, and then they could act on stage and do the songs and stuff for the kids. But then the animatronics. But then after the shows on stage, they were also designed for a guy to be able to strap them on and walk around and interact with the kids. The spring locks in them were supposed to go back. They're supposed to lock into the skeleton while they're up on stage, but they recede away, for when you have the costume on. It's only after you've worn this costume way too much or, damaged it in some way that these spring locks can come loose and, lock in as if it was, on the skeleton up and on stage. So but in the movie... That's not how they are. That's not how they show. They look like a fucking bear trap in the movie. Vanessa, who, by the way, should not have been in this fucking movie way too soon. Save that for a sequel.
Special, you can fuck that Garfield toy if you like. It probably needs something to cheer him up. They've got a Garfield toy in the background of the video version of the podcast, by the way, which you can get on Kick and
thing.
YouTube. Streams badly on Kick and YouTube. Podcast badly on Spotify, YouTube, and Kick.
Yes, you can. Anyway, the fucking... She grabs a broom and she fucking pokes this suit that a guy's supposed to wear, like, for hours at a time on a job, and the fucking thing goes crank, and it, like, snaps this fucking broom in half.
It looks like one of those face traps on Saw.
Yeah, it looks like a Saw trap, and it's like, that's not what the fucking thing is. It's the only reason, in the games, the only reason it happened to the dude is because he'd worn it so much from, like, fucking murdering these kids all the time, that the last time that he put it on, it had been used so much that they fucking snapped into place. It's not because the dude wore it for a laugh one time, or got slightly poked with a broom.
I just think, I don't, to be honest, I mean, part of that isn't the movie's fault, I think. Half of it is in that it just made it look like a Saw trap.
Yeah,
is the main thing, is the problem. But I just think it's a dumb concept in general, because they tried to what they wanted is some reason for the suits to be able to clamp on someone and kill them in a gruesome way. That's what they wanted. I mean, it don't make any fucking sense, because the components aren't going to just fall out of the animatronic.
Yeah.
It's got a body and everything. It's like, it's silly. It's ridiculous anyway. And I think, realistically, if the movie had been taken care with, which it hadn't that much, really, it was a cash grab, let's be honest. If it had been taken care with, they wouldn't have used that system at all. They'd have just forgotten about that, because it's just stupid.
I think it was just, like... I think they just pandered too much, I'll be honest with you. I just feel like it's like, you shouldn't have included that whole thing with the fucking spring lock thing, because that was all just sort of rushed and clumsy. Vanessa shouldn't have been in the fucking movie. We should have spent the first movie having the fucking main animatronics that you shoved on every poster be scary and, like, be the fucking antagonists.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, and then if you want to go, right, okay, now we're doing the William Afton and the Springtrap shit and all that, and Vanessa, save that for because there's going to be a sequel. We already know there's going to be a sequel.
Yeah, they kind of blew their load on this one, and it wasn't even a good load as well. No. And then it's like, I know the next one's going to be even worse somehow.
Yeah.
And I think the next one will not do well at all. I think Five Nights at Freddy's 2 will tank.
Yeah.
At least relatively.
Because the thing is, I feel like a lot of people went to go see this one this time because it's like, oh my god, there's a fucking Five Nights at Freddy's movie. And now that that's happened, and most people thought, well, it's pretty boring, if anything. Now the next one, they're going to be
I don't know. I mean, it's been given 88 by audiences.
No, but that's the fucking Five Nights at the Fredsters, or whatever we're fucking calling them, whatever they decided they're called. The Fredsters, the Freddy Freakers, or whatever.
No, I don't know. There can't be that many of those that are rated it that high.
Yeah.
But the thing, what I'm saying is, it's obviously made a shit ton of money, so obviously more than just those have seen it. So surely that'd be brought down to somewhere that in, like, top 60s or something.
I think it's all these fucking Freddy fanatics, these Freddy freakers, that are just spamming it and being like, yeah.
I don't know. I think audiences are just dumb. If they see that they're supposed to like something, they'll think they're supposed to as well. All-time favourite movies? Chat asks, do you want...
We can have a look at the thing, can't we?
So... Mine is Avengers Infinity War. I know it's a very basic choice, but honestly, I'm a huge fan of Marvel, and God, it feels icky to say that. You know, it feels icky to say that because you get such normie people who just don't actually fucking care.
You're
I'm a huge Marvel fan or something like that.
You're
you know,
different
it's like,
from all these normal Marvel.
Do you know what? I'm not that different from them. I'm not that different from that. But I like to think I am at least a bit. Like, I've read every Ultimate Spider-Man comic. I've got multiple Deadpool comics that I've read downstairs. I've been reading. What did I start reading? I started reading the New 52 Batman and all that. I've actually gotten into some comics for a bit. Interstellar. Do you want to know what we rated? Interstellar. Interstellar. What did we both rate that? Judd rated it 70, and I rated it 35.
Oh, wow, you did not like Interstellar.
Didn't finish it.
Oh,
boring.
Wow.
I prefer Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh my god, ew.
I
thought it was alright.
One of the biggest reasons I liked Five Nights at Freddy's, I will say, is because we watched it together on stream. It was kind of fun to watch with someone, you know.
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
I honestly just don't remember it. Matthew McConaughey is in that one, I think.
Yes, he is. Yeah,
and it's something to do with space. That's as much as I've got.
You are right on both things.
That's right. Kind of it. Yeah. I don't know. I think it was probably too artsy for me. I don't like movies that are too artsy. That like, I feel like a lot of artsy movies trick people into thinking they're supposed to like them when they're not good. Judd's favourite. So Judd's favourite. We've got TV shows on here as well, but favourite movie is Joint. Is it?
Did I really
Joint.
give Leaving Las Vegas a 95?
Yes, and I was like, "Are you sure?" Because I watched it as well, and I give it a 51.
I still want it to be up there, like in the 90s, because it really did give me a visual reaction. I just feel like maybe 91 or something for it.
Okay, well that means Judd's favourite film of all time is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. That's your favourite movie ever.
I fucking love that movie.
You think
so good?
It's your favourite movie ever?
Good.
What about like Iron Giant or something?
Good. It's
even
great.
that's
No, it's not. Iron Giant's great. It's got awesome fucking art. It's got a brilliant story. It's got brilliant aesthetics. It's got brilliant characters. I just think at the end of the day, the fucking messages that are in Puss in Boots are so well told and so well like got across to kids that it's just fucking brilliant. I love it. I love that movie for what it is.
Fine. It's
good.
Like
so there you go.
It's not that good, but yeah,
I think it is.
Whatever.
But it's not like the thing is. It's like it's not. It's for me. It's like almost perfect, but not in the sense that like. I don't know. I'd enjoy watching that movie more than I'd enjoy watching. I don't know, something I can't think of
anything else. Because it has to be more than anything else to be a number one.
Well, no, but that's the thing. It's like it's not. I'd love watching that movie. I do, but it's like. It's more. I think objectively, like what the movie does is like. Brilliant. It's why I love the movie so much than it is for like I don't know like I might get more overall enjoyment watching Nightmare on Elm Street, like watching the funny kills or something like as an experience. Like I might prefer watching another movie, but objectively and for what the movie does and how much I enjoy it anyway, that's why it's at a 95. You get what I'm trying to say?
So what I will say to that is, you can put your scores however you want, because it's your rating, but I kind of think that you should want, telling someone they should want, is to rate them how you enjoy them, by how much you like them.
Okay, but I like it for a different reason, is what I'm saying. It's like I like it to a 95, like that's the right score for me, but like it's I'm enjoying it for a different reason than to say I'm watching.
I think I know what you mean, but I just find it weird that because there's so many other films and all sorts that I've seen you enjoy. Well, I've not actually seen you watch it.
I can honestly say that I feel that like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is a movie that everybody has to see at least once in their life, especially when they're younger. I
don't feel that strongly about it, but I feel like if I was babysitting a kid and they wanted me to pick a film for them, that might be one of the ones I think, oh, that's a solid film that kids should like. I think that's a good one. We could watch that. But it wouldn't even be my first choice. It'd be up there as one of the top choices, but it probably wouldn't even be my first choice. I'd think like Atlantis or Treasure Planet. Those come to mind probably, but before that.
I don't know if I could fucking show it to a kid I was babysitting though, because it's like. For me, it's like the main reason is the whole way that they sort of like deal with death in that movie, and like the way that they can present it in a way that's understandable and like approachable to children. It's one of the
I think you give kids too much credit. Adults are fucking idiots, Judd. I don't think a kid's gonna fully understand that wolf means death.
Because he says I'm death.
I know. This is how stupid kids are, Judd. Like. I think you're giving them too much credit. I think it goes over their head. And I think that's fine.
I think that the movie knows that as well. That's why they literally have the characters say, I'm straight up deaf. I'm not, I'm not doing any hyperbole here. They literally put a big red fucking stamper on its head and say, look, here you go, because kids are stupid. So that's why I'm saying it's not a message they can't not get, because they're like, here's the mess, and they grab the kid and go, get it!
They can totally fucking not get it. There's so many incredibly easy concepts that people don't get every second of their life.
Looks pretty.
It sure does.
Yeah.
TV ones, by the way, then. So Judd's favourite TV shows is joint between Arcane, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and Breaking Bad. Some excellent choices, may I add. I don't... I don't discredit your TV choices as being as your favourites, because that makes a lot of sense.
They're like different reasons as well.
Yeah.
Like, they're all up at that point for sort of like... Funnily enough, I'd say like Arcade and Breaking Bad are probably up there for like the closest sort of reason for like the storytelling, the drama.
Yeah.
And, like, for Arcane, it's like the art of it, obviously, but that's also the same with Breaking Bad. Like, I do think like some of the ways that's shot and like the way that Vince Gilligan tells the story
Overrated
is
show,
art. Fuck you.
Overrated show. It's one of the most overrated things, I think.
And then Always Sunny in Philadelphia is really funny. It's really funny.
By the way, looking at your movies ratings, your top ones don't make that much sense to me. Your number 2 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, I think that's great. That's one of my top films as well. We've both given it 93 out of 100. I don't know why. I just wouldn't have expected that from you.
Why? I love it. I just think it's. I just really love animated movies that have obviously had like a lot of heart put into them, because I feel like any studio can make a Despicable Me, or do you know Sing? The movie Sing. Anybody can make fucking Sing.
Yeah, it's like both of those, I don't mind them, but I'm not going to rave about them in any way. But the first one that makes sense to me is another 93 rated one, is the Iron Giant. That's the first one down your movies that I would kind of guess as one of your top films.
Yeah.
Heavy Metal getting a 93 is ridiculous, by the way. That film is fucking insane.
Why don't they give that a 93? Put that down to like fucking 86 or something. I still love it. But, like,
I give that 67. If you've never seen Heavy Metal, it's from 1981. It's like a weird compilation thing.
Comedy question mark?
I'm giving it animated sci-fi comedy. I don't know if it's meant to be funny.
I don't.
It's not even that funny.
You know, not really. I love the fucking court scene. That just makes me laugh so much. I don't know what it is about it.
I don't even know if I finished it, to be honest. I can't remember.
It's just, I just love this. There's just one character in it called Captain Stern, and I just find him really funny. Like that. That's it.
My favourite TV show is The Inbetweeners, which I've given 94. Some honourable mentions. Stranger Things as well. I've given a 94. I've said this multiple times. I think that Stranger Things is objectively the best TV show ever. When I try and account for everyone's tastes, like kind of all ages, all types of people and things like that, I think Stranger Things does the best job at covering everything well. That's really hard to say. And, even a show like maybe Doctor Who, maybe that's a bit too nerdy, though. It's pretty good for one of them. Is there any other, like, TV shows on here that's... Oh, fuck. Let me look at the overall scores and let's see is there any TV shows that we think could be better for everyone. I don't think Arcane and Edge Runners can beat Stranger Things in that aspect. Even just by them being animated, I think I'll put off some people. Breaking Bad, I can see an argument for that being up there. Mm-hmm. But my argument is, honestly, some of it's fucking boring. It's a bit slow in certain points, and it's got a complete season that's unnecessary. When you've got an entire season that's just not needed.
You say that about the last season, though. I just think it sort of gets a bit slower in the last season. I don't mind
it. Doesn't just get a bit slower. They introduce a whole nother enemy, and he finishes them off. That's out of nowhere, nothing to do with anything that's happened.
They're like in season 5 with him.
That's the last season.
No, season 6 is the last season.
There's 5 seasons, I'm pretty sure.
I think it's 6. I don't know. I'm saying that though. 5 seasons.
5 seasons. See. Well, they're introduced in that season, and he gets rid of them in that season.
It is the season before.
No. It's ridiculous. 95 on IMDb. Fuck you know.
awesome. What a show.
Well, I don't know. Breaking Bad, although I don't particularly like, I like it. I gave it 77 out of 100. But like, although I'm not like right up there as I think it's one of the best shows ever. I can see how there could be an argument for that being one of the best ones. Clarkson's Farm is another one that's got a really high overall rating. I don't think that can objectively be seen as one of the best. Utopia is one of the higher overall scoring TV shows, which is another one I love, but I don't know as that. I think we're starting to get to stuff now that's a bit hard to say could be appealing to everyone. Marvel's Daredevil? It's really fucking good. Have you seen that? No. You've still not seen.
I don't watch most. I don't watch most of the.
But that's
TV
like from
shows.
ages ago. Like it's not. Yeah, but just like forget about any of that. You literally could just watch that season on its own and never watch any of the rest of the cinematic universe. You genuinely, it has tiny references to stuff that's happened in the MCU, but it doesn't actually explicitly say stuff that's happened. Mm-hmm. So, like, you know the first Avengers movie with the Battle of New York?
Yeah.
They reference a big thing that happened in New York, but they don't actually say that it was, like, any Avengers fighting aliens or anything like that. Mm-hmm. There's some tiny references like that that's just subtle. Other than that, don't need to watch any of the rest of it. It's so fucking good, that show. It's a lot better than the Ben Affleck movie version of Daredevil. I can say that for sure. But anyway, is there anything else you had about Five Nights at Freddy's you want to say?
No, well, not about Five Nights at Freddy's, but I did have one last topic to talk about. You ready?
Okay, yeah.
Are you ready?
You said that with like sad eyes or something. Who's dead?
Kinda. Have you, Jake? Have you ever heard of Skibidi Toilet, Jake?
Yes, I talked to you about Skibidi Toilet.
When did we talk about Skibidi Toilet?
On another podcast. We've done so many episodes of this shit at this point.
We had Dalton over the other day.
Jud's younger brother.
My little brother Dalton, and he was in the kitchen, like on his phone or something. And as a joke, I said to him, I pointed and I went, "I bet you're watching Skibidi Toilet, you freak." and like he looked at me really gone out. I was like, "What the hell's Skibidi Toilet?"
He didn't know.
No, he didn't know it was like that. This is why I wanted to talk about it. And like, do you know what it is? Don't you? Do you want to explain what Skibidi Toilet is?
It's a bunch of kind of like Gary's Mod animations. God, if you don't know what, and then Gary's Mod is like
like
God, it's almost like a video game engine in a way.
Yeah, so basically, if you think of like Steam games, like your big Steam games like Portal and Half-Life and Team Fortress 2, Gary's Mod is a game that basically has all of the sort of assets from those games and properties,
and you can
do like a bunch of stuff
with it. It's like sandbox. It's kind of, there's not like there's less objective than like Minecraft even to it, isn't there?
It's actually more like Roblox.
It's a bit kind of like Roblox, I guess.
So, hot take: Gary's Mod is just Roblox, but using Valve assets. Holy shit, that's a hot take. That could get me. But I feel like that's pretty spot on as well. I feel like that's pretty dead on. So anyway,
people tending to make animations using Gary's Mod. This is a bit. Most people who might listen to this probably know all this before, but they kind of, you can position cameras and move the models as face and all sorts of stuff like that. And,
So Skibidi Toilet is our animations, is a series of animations that is made in the Gary's Mod sort of thing, and they're about heads that come out of toilets and they sing the Skibidi song, and the Skibidi song is
it's this.
It's this. This isn't copyright, is it?
No.
Yes, you want to put and it's like it's like a head singing in the toilet and stuff like this. But
I'll put it on the video.
I have to fucking see.
I've muted it, so if you're watching the video version, you can see what the visuals are.
And there's fucking hundreds and hundreds of videos like this, and it's just these fucking heads, and like
they're all on this channel, Da Fuck Boom.
Yeah, Da Fuck Boom, and it's got 34.3 million subscribers with 256 videos, and all of the videos are basically the exact same of these fucking heads coming out of these toilets and singing this stupid fucking song, and then sometimes they fight these other things, which are like guys that have got cameras on their heads
and TVs
and TVs and stuff.
We're talking hundreds and hundreds of millions of views for every single video. Yeah. Like, honestly, you'll be more views than Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
Yeah. So the reason why, because obviously I was showing my little brother this, and I was like, this is Skibbity Toilet basically, and like he was like staring at us like, what is this? And like I sort of like had a proud big brother moment, because I was almost really scared when I made the joke for him to go, oh, Skibbity Toilet, you know, like that. So like for him to be like, what the fuck is that? Like, so he's 12, by the way, he didn't say that, but that was his reaction. That was essentially his reaction, and I was showing him it, but then me and him went on a bit of a fucking rabbit hole, because we found out that kids are seriously fucking crazy for Skibbity Toilet.
Yeah.
Kids are crazy for Skibbity Toilet.
They think it's the most, like, epic storyline that's ever had, because there's a weird, almost, like, lore behind it, but it's, like, not an actual lore that, that people, that's, like, actually been come up with and is told in the universe. It's just, like, inferred lore through stupid shit that happens in the videos.
I don't want to see this guy talking about the kid, but it's this kid basically that I'm wanting to talk about.
Okay.
And basically, me and Dalton ended up on TikTok watching kids who are fucking crazy about Skibbity Toilets after we were watching the Skibbity Toilet videos, and we saw this kid, and like, the videos are like this. It's this little kid and this older brother, and the older brother's taking the videos, but it's of the little kid, and all he does all the time is watch the fucking Skibbity Toilet videos on his iPad.
It's iPad Kids, isn't it?
It's
iPad Kids, the latest obsession. That's what it is.
But it's like he's obviously left in front of this iPad watching Skibbity Toilet for literally hours upon hours a day. And they go fucking crazy. Like, they'll take the iPad off them and they'll literally start screeching because they're not watching Skibbity Toilet. There's another video where, like, they take him out for a walk and he's walking around hitting trees with a stick, like, screaming. And the kid goes up to record him and he looks at him and goes, I hate nature, I only want Skibbity Toilet! And he starts hitting this tree and, like, screaming. And, like, it's shit like that. And then I saw another one. This wasn't even this kid. It wasn't even the same kid. This is a different kid that we're seeing now, by the way, on the fucking TV. But it was a kid's birthday party, and they had people dressed up as the heads in the toilets, and the camera-headed people chasing around. Oh my
god! I'm seeing a video on screen now of a kid pretending to be Skibbity Toilet in a box.
Yeah, but it was like I'm telling you, it's a full kid's birthday party based around Skibbity Toilet. And they had people dressed up as Skibbity Toilet. This kid has an iPad, and the calling thing is a Skibbity Toilet. What do you think of this? I wanted to get you.
Is this already old? Because it's come out.
There we go. A month ago.
A month ago. This is what I mean. Do kids move on quick enough? Because maybe they're on the next shit now. Because you remember when kids were like obsessed with Fortnite? That actually lasted a lot longer than I expected for them to be obsessed with Fortnite. But I don't know. It's worrying when you see a kid acting like that. But has this always been the case, do you think? Do you think there's always been some sort of obsession for kids? I don't think so, actually, thinking about it. When I start thinking back to, like, Middle Ages and stuff like that. Were kids, like, obsessed with, like, cow's udders? Or something like that? Do you know?
No.
Were they all, like, was there a whole village of children, right, all pretending to be cows? Or something like that? That's what I'm trying to think. I just doubt it. I don't know, and I don't think we can ever really know. I doubt history actually knows any of that shit.
You say that.
I don't think so.
There was that whole nunnery that's, like, all of a sudden started meowing and, like, pretending they were cats. So maybe.
That's not changed. We've got plenty of furries nowadays.
Yeah.
And them gosh darn liberals, am I right?
Yeah, the
probably doing
liberals.
that. I don't know.
Meowing in churches.
I don't know. I know that it does seem worrying. I just don't know what to think about it. To be honest, I think part of me just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because I've not got kids or anything.
Yeah,
So I'm just kind of like doing my own thing over here. If I want to watch Skibidi Toilet, I will.
I'm glad that the closest thing that I do have to a kid isn't watching Skibidi Toilet. I gotta say, I gotta say that I'm happy about that at least.
I'm really off the pulse with this sort of thing now because my younger sister's 17. So it's like, I don't really know any kids. Yeah. The only kid that I know that's that young is like a baby. So still not into anything. Also, they live in Australia, so that's...
Do you think the baby in Australia watches Skibidi Toilet?
No.
Okay, good.
I don't think so. But, yeah, I don't know. I just don't even know what to say about Skibidi Toilet. Because I also kind of think, right... People probably thought that about when we watched like fucking Charlie the Unicorn and stuff like that. We'd be sat in back of our dad's car, like we all probably were saying shit like, "Oh, Charlie, Candy Mountain, Charlie," and stuff like that. And our dad would be like, "These fucking."
I don't know
kids.
About probably, more like most definitely in the back of the
Maybe
car.
not. What I mean by that, it might not specifically have been that, but some shit. Like it might have been going, "You're a wizard." In fact, you know what? In fact, I remember an instance specifically where our dad had taken us somewhere. We were staying. We'd gone on like a trip with him because we used to see our dad every second weekend. And on this second weekend, he'd taken us somewhere. We were like on a trip somewhere.
Okay, yeah.
And it was when he was first dating the woman he's with now, I think, or it might have been somewhere around there. Anyway, and I remember you reciting the entire "You're a Wizard, Harry" video to me as we were walking to like the pub we were going to eat at or something like that. And I found it really funny because I'd not seen the video. I thought you were just spouting a bunch of random shit. I thought it was really funny. So we totally used to be like this. What I'm saying, I don't think that's any different from what we were like.
Because it is. Because like, I did that. Fair enough. But like, you know, I wasn't like, the second I was away from YouTube, I wasn't like screeching and like...
Yeah, I know, like... but I think what I'm saying is, we were like that, so there must have been some kid, because these kids that you're seeing who scream when they can't see Skibidi Toilet, they're going to be extreme examples of this, aren't they? It's not like every kid's going to be that level. Because that's why those videos have gone round, because it's quite an extreme reaction about it. And most kids' reactions, while it might be something like that, it's banned now. I don't know. It's going to be lesser. It might be like, "Oh, I don't want to go to football. I want to watch Skibidi Toilet." And like, "No, you're going." And then they're sat in back going, "No, yes," or whatever. And, you know, and that's what you're going to get. And that's kind of what we were like. We were the Skibidi Toilet freak kids to a lesser extent when we were kids.
I hate that. Don't call me that. You've called me a lot of things on this fucking show, but like that, I actually resent that.
Earlier on, we were talking about what era of video games we think was probably the best. I've got some numbers on that actually, because we've got a spreadsheet where we rank video games out of 100. We both give our scores, but it's also got scores from Metacritic and IGN, audiences and critics, and then like some averages overall and things like that. So I've got all the rankings for each kind of decade overall. I've got our rankings as well, and I've also got overall. We'll look at overall and then take a glance at ours, but overall. So 1975 to 1980. In fact, let me minimize this. Why don't you look at me and see if you can guess them? Okay. So the first one you just saw.
It was like 56 or something.
Yeah, well done. Yeah. 56 on average.
Okay, so I looked back, but I can't remember what the
1975 to 1980. Not an era you'd expect to be that good. Video games were only just kind of creeping out of home consoles. 56 out of 100 on average. That's not very good.
No.
So most games were like, well, I suppose actually in theory you could think that that's fairly normal. Most games were like just better than average.
Yeah.
1980 to 1985. So now you're looking at like maybe
I did
Atari,
see
Super
that
Nintendo.
It was a 40 something when I glanced
46.
Yeah.
46.
Yeah.
This is.
So they got worse.
Yeah, they got worse. Apparently.
Yeah.
So bear in mind, this isn't just our scores. Our scores are more weighted.
Yeah.
And a lot of those you're not going to have played, so my scores have impacted these more than anything. And a lot of scores from them are missing. So, like, I don't know, hard to say. Like, Pitfall, for example, probably came out then.
Yeah.
And that's not got scores, probably. Like E.T. for the Atari, for example, that came out in that era, and I gave it a 7. Judd gave it a 5, and then no one else has rated it. So that's getting an average of 6.
Playing that game.
It's horrible. Battletoads, for example, not been scored by any of the organisations or anything. I gave it a 10. So, and I think that's bringing the scores down for that a lot. Look here. Look here. So next era is 1985 to 1990. So now we're looking at like Super Nintendo.
I'm gonna say like 58.
61.
Okay, all right. I thought you would have been a bit harsher on those ones, but.
So yeah, I think it's because we're starting to see a lot of classics that have been rated by like Metacritic and things like that. Then and they're going to rate them really high.
That'll
things
be like
that,
Super Mario 64 and shit like that.
Yeah, I don't. That might come out after. In fact, Mario 64 is not even on here. So I don't know what it is from there. Look away again. 1990 to 1995. So we're looking at maybe like probably PlayStation 1.
I'm gonna say like 60
and 64. 48.
Oh wow, they fell
big
off.
Drop off again. But if you think about it, that is the transition into 3D.
I was just gonna say that's some like going all discs and fucking like. Yeah.
I think the transition to 3D there messed it up a lot because no one fucking knew how to do a 3D game, so a lot of them were shit again. It's like going all the way back to the start when no one knew how to do any games, no one knew how to do 3D games.
Yeah.
So then, 5 years on from that, 1995 to 2000, PS2's just come out at the back end of that. So basically nothing on PS2, mostly PS1, N64.
I'm gonna say 65.
71.
I almost fucking said 71.
Massive jump up then to 71. So that's kind of they start to figure that out. And then 2000 to 2005, obviously that's prime PS2 era.
72.
Yeah, 72, exactly.
Sorry,
That's pretty good.
Sorry, I didn't see what the next one was, but yeah.
Yeah, 72. So I think that makes sense. I mean that's a really good score for that era because there's always going to be some shit games. So far, on average, being 72 out of 100. So what era were we talking about? Back end PS2, early Xbox 360, first half Xbox 360. Let me just Xbox 360.
Oh, God, sorry, I'm so yawny.
When did that come out? 2005. So 2005 to 2010. This is that era that we were talking about. Back in PS2. Back half of PS2
I'm
first half.
I'm going to say 75.
73.
Okay.
Which is the best so far.
Yeah.
Slightly better. This makes sense to me, really, because it's like before video games started getting shit, so it's like they've refined 3D games, PS2 banger back end of it, and then the front end of Xbox 360, it's just PS2 games, but better hardware, so they can do more, and there's not too much greed set in. So that kind of like makes sense to me. 2010 to 2015.
I'm gonna.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
I'm gonna say 68.
74.
Oh, okay, so you're saying that's better.
Well, overall scores, it's better. I mean, obviously there's influence from Metacritic, IGN, things like that. So 74, and then 2015 plus.
Like 60.
73.
Okay, all right.
So apparently same sort of amount as the era that we predicted. In general, games have gotten better. It seems like overall.
Yeah.
I let's have a quick look at our rankings of it though. Our rankings shows pretty much the same thing. 1990 to 1995 is abysmal, 27. But But other than that, it's like same thing. I mean, 1975 to 1980 is 45 out of 100 on average. You know, games were bad, basically, until... yeah, games were badly. They were bad until 1995.
Games were badly.
And then they started being... okay.
Yeah.
And then 2000 to 2005 is when games started being like, oh, this is
Games
good.
are goodly.
Yeah, games became goodly.
Yeah.
It's interesting that our overall score for games is like 10 points less than the general overall score, which is very interesting. 2010 to 2015. That's very interesting. Oh god, I can't be bothered filtering the spreadsheet to kind of see what sort of games we mean. If I go up to the top,
you know, it was 2010 to 2015. Brutal Legend.
It was. So we're looking at stuff like Borderlands 2, Undertale, Minecraft, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Skyrim, Far Cry 4.
Yeah, it really
Black
was,
Ops,
wasn't it?
You know,
it really
Assassin's
was.
Creed Rogue. But then again, like if you look at latest ones, they're just my favourites. These are just for my favourites, but Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Spider-Man 2, Horizon Zero Dawn. We've got Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. When I'm saying these, they don't sound as good overall. Kena Bridge of Spirits. Yeah, this is making sense to me. What about your favourite games? Do they fit into that sort of bit? So you got like BioShock, which would be the 2005 to 2010 bracket. Fallout New Vegas, Undertale, Borderlands 2. Like a lot of the top is either... A lot of our top rated games is either 2010, 2015, 2005 to 2010, but there's some showing of 2015. I think the thing that the average scores doesn't show is just how many good games came out then. So I think a lot more good games came out in 2005 to 2010 than to 2015 plus. Even though the average is similar, I think more good games came out then, and we just aren't playing the bad ones as much. Anyway, that's my analysis of that. Is there anything else, Judd? Anything else?
I think that's it. I think we better wrap this up before I fucking fall asleep.
It's been a bit of an all over the place weird one today, but I've been busy making props for music video shoots and stuff like that. And
props to you.
Oh, and I'm doing the filming of that in a couple of days. So next week I'll be able to tell you about the filming and whether it went really well and you should look forward to a music video coming out, or whether it was a disaster and then it's good podcast. A disaster and it's good podcast content. Right. Fuck off. Bye.